Hi everyone, welcome to the weekly reading focus. So I'm going to go into my Schoology and under the weekly reading focus for weeks 7 and 8. And I'm going to open it up for this week. This week we're on May 11th. The weekly reading focus is organizing nonfiction information. So it's really fun to read nonfiction books, and I know a lot of you kids really enjoy it too, especially reading about animals and plants and different hobbies. So today we're going to look at different ways to organize that. And the charts that I'm going to talk about are right here in Schoology in case you ever want to take a look back at them if you're reading a nonfiction book on Mayan or on Bookflix, or maybe you have some at home. So all the charts that I have here go with sharks. So you can see that I have a book over here about sharks. Now, the book is not the exact same one that was used when these charts were created. So you might see that some of the information is a little bit different or just missing in the book. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the different charts first. And then if you want to stick around and listen to the story Sharks and learn a little bit more, you can. So here's our first chart. The first chart is called a T chart. And the reason it's called a T chart is because you'll see that it kind of looks like a letter T. It's split into two sides. So once it pulls up, maybe, there it is. Let me move my picture out of the way. So you can kind of see this black T in the middle. And on one side, it says, we learned. And on the other side, it says, this makes us think. So we learned sharks have cartilage instead of bones to move and bend easily. And then on this side of the T chart, the person shared what that makes them think of. Maybe it helps them hunt, fight, or escape for survival. Okay, we learned some pups hatch from eggs, others grow inside mother sharks. This makes us think sharks are very different from other fish. What else is different? So this chart is great for writing down things that you learn and then extending that thinking into what else it might make you think about that animal, and maybe even make a connection to something in your own world of how the cartilage helps the shark and why they have cartilage, and then why do we have cartilage? Okay, so let me go back. Another chart that we have, so that's the T chart. Another chart is called a web, and we've used webs this year. So it's really just taking the main topic that you're focusing on or reading about and putting it in the center, and then having your ideas and things that you learned branching off of that. So this one, and it kind of looks like a spider web, I guess, a little bit if you want to think about it that way. So here we have the word sharks in the middle, and then off of that are the different things that were learned from the reading. It's kind of like a brainstorm. Okay, so you see some of the same things, like that they have cartilage. It's just written in a different way. So some people like to think of things in a T chart. Others want to think of them in a web. And then the third one I'm going to show you today is called a Venn diagram. Now, these are not the only charts that you can use, but these are just a few examples. And this one was done by another first grade class that I just decided to find the picture of to give you an example. And in this one, they're comparing sharks to another animal, okay? And that can help you better understand the animal that you're studying and how it's the same and how it's different than others that it might live around. So a Venn diagram typically has the two circles and they're joined in the middle. The things that are only true about sharks are on this side by the sharks. Aren't those cute? And the things that are only true about whales are on this side. And then the things that both animals have in common are in the middle, as you can see. So like both of them have tails. So have tails is written in the middle. So this is another way to organize information, in this case about sharks, but about anything that you might be reading about in nonfiction. These types of charts are also sometimes used in fiction text to help you organize information. All right, so now if you are tired of hearing about sharks, you're welcome to end the video. And if you want to listen to the story about sharks, you can stick around and I'll read that now. So here we go, sharks. And we might see some of those nonfiction text features that we talked about last time in here. Here's one now, the table of contents. Stop and think right now, what is the table of contents for? Why is that important? You got it. It helps us organize what's in the book. So here's our introduction. We have a label with the blue shark. Sharks have lived in the oceans since before dinosaurs walked on Earth. Hundreds of kinds of sharks can be found all over the world. Sharks are fish, but their skeletons are made of cartilage instead of bones. Cartilage is what gives human ears their shape. Unlike most fish, sharks have rough skin. It says rays are close relatives of sharks. There's a caption. This is a mako shark. Sharks have a good sense of smell. They also see well in the dark. Sharks can sense other animals moving in the water. Okay, so now we have a new heading, kind of like a title inside the story, and the title is Description. Sharks come in many sizes. Some sharks are only a few inches long. The huge whale shark is the largest fish in the world. So you can see the labels, sizes of sharks, a pale cat shark, a whale shark, and a great white shark. Wow, look how teeny tiny that one is. That is so small. And those is kind of a diagram to compare them to the size of somebody like maybe like your dad or a man that you know, a grown-up. Okay, many sharks are dark on the top and light on the bottom. The shading makes it harder for other animals to see them. So shading helps sharks sneak up on other animals. Sharks swim by swinging their tails from side to side. Fins help sharks steer, turn, and keep their balance. Here we go again, some more labels on this diagram. Eating, another heading. Most sharks have many rows of teeth. When one tooth breaks off, another one moves up to take its place. And this is a lemon shark. It says, do you know, a shark may wear out and regrow 1,000 teeth during its lifetime. Well, that's kind of a fun little fact. Most sharks eat fish. Large sharks eat sea lions, dolphins, and other sharks. Some sharks eat shellfish. These sharks have flat teeth for crushing shells. And another little fun fact, do you know a great white shark can swallow a whole seal in one gulp? Wow, that's a great white shark there that you see. This one says whale sharks are the biggest fish alive today. The huge whale shark has tiny teeth but doesn't use them when eating. It swallows very small ocean plant and animals that float near the ocean's surface. Oh, they seem much friendlier than those great white sharks. Shark attacks. Many people are afraid of sharks, but most sharks do not attack humans. Great white sharks are one of the few kinds of sharks that are dangerous to people. And this says white tip reef sharks are normally not dangerous to humans. So that's a caption. Do you see how that's different than a label? It's more of a sentence. It's longer, telling you about the picture. Shark hunting. People hunt sharks for their skin, oil, and teeth. Many people eat shark meat, and shark fins are used to make soup. Shark fishing boats. Wow, that would be kind of exciting and scary all at the same time, I think. Many kinds of sharks are now in danger of being completely killed off. Sharks are an important part of the balance of life in the world's oceans. They have as much right to live as any other animal. There's a gray reef shark. And there's our glossary. we could find out what cartilage is, dinosaurs, what the word steer means, and what the word surface means. And that is the end. All right, so hopefully you learned a little bit about how to organize all the great information that you see in a nonfiction book. If you want to, you could always go back through the video and write down some more information on sharks, or you can look at another nonfiction book and make your own chart. All right, hope you all have a wonderful day and had fun reading about sharks.